All right, we are live on Construction Business TV Idaho. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. Every Tuesday, 4 o'clock, I come up and provide an update on all of a couple of the construction projects and development projects going on in the Idaho Falls area. We got a couple of really good ones for you today. We're going to be discussing on more of a state level statewide highway upgrades. I noticed as I was doing a lot of research, there's a lot of highway construction projects that are all starting right now throughout the state of Idaho. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. We're going to discuss the Exit 13 expansion project that I reported on last week. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into that project. A lot of people have been asking some questions about certain facets pertaining to that expansion project of the Exit 13 Interchange expansion project. We're also going to discuss a 2-week road closure going on in Chubbuck, Idaho. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. My name is Tyson. You're watching Construction Business TV, Idaho Falls, Idaho. We're going to start this off as always with a local job post lead for you. Knife River Corp is looking to fill 10 different job positions. All these positions are based in Idaho Falls. They are all full-time. They have a pay salary between $20 and $27.50 an hour. We have things such as asphalt laborers, paving equipment operators, concrete finishers, heavy equipment mechanic. So I have a link in the description below the video if you're interested in these positions, or if you want to see what other positions they have in this list of 10 job positions that they just came out with this week. Follow that link, check out the information, and you can go from there. Next is a bid update posted on the Idaho Falls City website here recently. The bid calls for installing conduit for underground electrical and fiber optic cable in preparation of the intersection rebuild of 17th and Woodruff. I've reported on that story a couple of times on Construction Business TV. Looks like they're finally starting to hit the road running, hit the ground running, breaking ground, getting all of their ducks in a row for that project, and they need your help with it. So let's see. Project includes the trenching and conduit installation, junction boxes, vaults, traffic control, and temporary surface repair. This bid opened on the 18th of February. It closes in 2 days. Closes March 10th at 1:30 p.m., after which bids will be opened and positions will be considered. So bids for the construction of this project can be received by the Idaho Falls Power office building. There's also a link in the description below where you can find more information on this project as well as how to submit those bids. And before I hit story number 1, I have a lumber update for you. I'm starting to report on this a little bit more because, as you can see on the graph, I'm actually going to make this graph a little bit bigger for you so that you can see that last May, so we're coming up on a year, last May we saw the highest lumber market prices on record, topping out around $1,700 per 1,000 board feet. So by the time we were halfway through September, the price had dipped all the way down to $450 figure before it began to climb again. So as of today, the lumber market price is nearly $1,400 per 1,000 board feet. Okay, story number 1. Story number 1 is the 2-week road closure in Chubbuck that I mentioned. The city of Chubbuck is nearing completion of a 2-block section of road on New Day Parkway. The parkway between Industry Way and Whitaker Road was closed on February 28th and is scheduled to open back up this Sunday, March 13th. During the closure, Idaho Materials Construction has been installing underground utility infrastructure as the city prepares to widen the parkway. Upon completion of the utility installation, traffic will be reduced to 1 lane during road widening during the road widening process. So this was taken from an article put out by eastidahonews.com. I have a link to that article in the description below the video, as well as links to all of the online information that I source my my reports on. So story number 2. Story number 2, we're going back to the Exit 13 roundabout. Posted my story last week. I'll leave a link. I'll probably do one of those little markers on YouTube where you can find the last week's report. But I got a lot of good feedback on this. A lot of people had comments. A lot of people had questions. A lot of these questions pertain to the idea of the design of dual roundabouts. That was kind of I had not seen that before, and it seemed like kind of a new thing, a new curiosity for some of the residents of Idaho Falls as well. Just checking real quick on the live feed and seeing how many people are viewing live. But so it's no secret that the Idaho residents are often not a fan of roundabouts. So when I announced last week that the Idaho Transportation Department's plans to expand Exit 113 included dual roundabouts in the design, there was expected commentary. Excuse me. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on their design and the decisions around them. So first I'm going to pull up this guy. This is taken directly from the Idaho Transportation Department website. So the safety of roundabouts, statistically, fewer crashes. Intersections converted to roundabouts have shown fewer total crashes, property damage only, injury, and fatality than crashes at two-way stop-controlled and signalized intersections. And of the crashes that do happen at roundabouts, they are often less severe of a crash that you would find at a typical intersection. Intersections converted to roundabouts have shown significantly fewer injury and fatality crashes than crashes at two-way stop-controlled and signalized intersections. So I would imagine that they're typically fender benders. So then I'm going to switch to, this is a video. I'll cut ahead a little bit. So this is something that was put out by the Idaho Traffic Control as well, because another question that I had in response to last week's report was how truckers would interact with these new designs, these new roundabout installations. So here's a little bit of a motion graphic that the state put out, and the design features around this as it pertains to large trucks. The roundabout curbs are designed with smooth or rolled profiles to minimize the disruption of off-tracking vehicles. Roundabouts have raised truck aprons around the center island, designed to accommodate the off-tracking trailers of large trucks. WB67s and smaller trucks can navigate the roundabouts without off-tracking on the aprons. Larger trucks may need to use the aprons. The proposed roundabouts can handle oversized vehicles as long as 150 feet when utilizing rear steering. Alright, before I hit you with story number 3, I want to remind you guys again that I do a second playlist on Construction Business TV, the Idaho Falls Auditorium series. We're actually going to, I'm in the process of getting the groundwork set for maybe some other playlists that are dedicated to the construction of other big time city projects. I can't say a whole lot about it now because it's still kind of in the works, but it's going to be something very similar to what we've been doing with the Idaho Falls Auditorium series. If this is your first time being notified about this, once a month I go on site with Rob Spear, Executive Director of the Idaho Falls Auditorium District, and Malone Bullock of Bateman Hall Construction, and we walk the grounds of the construction site of the Mountain America Event Center and update you on the progress, give you some really exclusive behind the scenes look on what it takes to build a facility of this size and of this complexity. So make sure that you follow Construction Business TV on YouTube, hit the like button and the subscribe button and find that playlist so that you can get updated on how things have been going. I'm actually going to be going back out there tomorrow to do an updated report, an updated monthly report. You can expect to see that that episode 8, I believe it is, on the playlist by Monday probably. With that, let's hit story number 3. Oh, hold on one sec. I'm going to back up. Okay. Excuse me. Story number 3, statewide highway upgrades. Just so happens that a ton of projects are starting right now. Some of them are even starting just this week. Construction is starting next week to, Construction is starting next week to replace 2 I-90 overpasses in Kellogg. So we're going to start off in Kellogg. I'm going to put a screen over to show that. So construction was anticipated to start yesterday, with traffic on I-90 restricted to 1 lane in each direction at all times in Kellogg. However, the start date is dependent on the weather. Less precipitation and warmer temperatures will be needed to begin work, and based on the current forecast, the start date will likely shift to March 14th. So work is expected to take 2 seasons, with each season running from March to October. All lanes will be open during the winter between construction seasons. The project also includes widening the eastbound ramp at Division Street and repaving both streets under the overpasses. Okay, so for this one, we are now going to Cul-de-sac. It's the Highway 95 between Cul-de-sac, Idaho and Winchester, Idaho. Work is going to begin to build 2.3 miles of new passing lane for southbound drivers on US Highway 95 between Cul-de-sac and Winchester, Idaho. Construction will start with tree removal, with excavation east of the highway. Some blasting is planned to make room for the extra land and will start once crews dig down to the solid rock. Once scheduled, the blast will be planned to avoid peak travel times and will typically require a 1-hour road closure. Crews will mobilize into the work zone this month to rebuild US 95 to 4 lanes over Granite Hill and finish Vintage Road. Both routes are expected to open by July, though construction is expected to last through October. Once Vintage Road opens, Homestead Road and North Williams Lane will lose direct access to US 95 and will instead use the frontage road to access the highway. And my final one is in Haley, Idaho. The Idaho Transportation Department began rebuilding sidewalks and pedestrian ramps at McKercher Boulevard and East Fork Road yesterday, March 7th, to bring them into compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Western Construction, the primary contractor, will also reconstruct a portion of the highway near the Big Wood River Bridge. Once the initial projects are complete, crews will rehabilitate the highway between Cobblestone Lane and Timber Way. The project is expected to be completed in May. That is going to do it for this week's edition of Construction Business TV in the Idaho Falls area. If you found this information helpful, if you find this information of value, make sure you like Construction Business TV on YouTube and subscribe to the channel so that you get updated. Hit the notification bell so that you get updated when I come back every Tuesday, 4 o'clock live, to give you guys more updated information on all the construction projects and developments going on in the Idaho Falls area. If you're noticing anything in your area, in your neighborhood, that you would love to see more information on, or that you would love to know more about, comment below and I can look into it for you, and I can include it in my agenda for my following weekly updates. And if you or somebody you know owns or operates a construction-based business, make sure they reach out to me. I would love the chance to have a conversation with them and possibly interview them on my channel at no cost to them. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for your support, and you guys drive safe. Why does Business TV exist? Because construction is happening all around us and you need to know what's going on. Because we love construction. Because we appreciate the men and women who build this great country. Because local construction news is what matters to you. Because contractors need a voice. Because the great people who make up the construction industry in your area deserve it. What is construction business? Job listings, contractor reviews, community and family, construction news, new projects, bidding opportunities, solutions, our stories. Where is Construction Business TV? The scenic valley of Idaho Falls. Who is Construction Business TV? Construction Business TV is you.